Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's another in the series of Not a Wargame Wednesday, highlighting other types of games I like to play apart from wargames. This time it's a quite well-known fantasy quest game. It is Shadows of Kilforth, designed by Tristan Hall from All or Nothing Productions, and they're based over here in this part of the world. So, what's this all about? What does it say? Far along the eastern frontiers of Kilforth, the malignant gloom has returned. The ancients lurk in the shadows, conducting their terrible affairs once more. New, terrifying, pernicious creatures emerge from beyond the veil. But as new threats rise, new heroes gather their arms and their wits to meet them. From the frail safety of the ancient shrine of Shoba, a small band of heroes ventures forth. Time is fleeting, the enemy numberless and the ancients voracious. Through the descending gloom, against all odds, the heroes must prove themselves worthy, lest their sagas fade into legend. Now, as it says here, this is the team behind Gloom of Kilforth, the first in the sort of Kilforth series, if you like. But I think bits of Gloom of Kilforth can be combined with this one. Here we can see it's quite a big setup and lots of stuff which we'll have a look at. So, also I got the Pimp My Shadows expansion. We'll have a quick look at that, as well as the expansion. Right, let's get the shrink wrap off. The shrink wrap is off. And before we open the box, look at this. I love the art. And hopefully you'll agree that the art on the components, on the cards, is quite outstanding. So, unlike our war games, again, this is a box that's a weird size. I would say that was, what, a 3-inch box? Quite sturdy. Right, let's open the box. So what we got here, we've got some adverts for their other products. 1565 St Elmo's Pay, you may have heard of some of these. 1066 Tears to Many Mothers. That looks good. Yeah, like a bit of horror. A brutal experience in dark terror. 18 plus. There's Gloom of Kilforth, as I mentioned earlier, with its expansions. What's on the back here? There's ours. Lifeform. Some expansions there. I think that's it. Yeah. Right. Here's the rules. Let's get this out of the way for a minute. This comes in at 27 pages with an index on the back, always handy. Full colour, of course, glossy. So, table of contents, credits, of course, designed by Tristan Hall. Bit of the history, components, tons of it, look. Tokens, setup. As you can see, quite a big setup. There is a mat for this that looks great and helps you to keep everything contained, but it's quite a large map and I can't get hold of one at the moment. So this is the actual area you are exploring, trying to do your quests and whatnot, defeat enemies, and your hero area layout. So we've got all the different types of card items, I think. You've got titles, you've got allies. And here are the different types of terrain. We've got plains, forest, mountains, and not wastelands. I can't remember. We'll see it in a minute. We'll see it in a minute. So it tells you the card anatomy. So these have a normal side, and when the gloom, which is the thing you're fighting against, occurs in that area, you switch it over and becomes the gloom side. Also, you get negative things happening there as well. Races, classes, skills and sagas. The artwork's great. We'll look at the cards in a minute. Encounters, rewards. Yeah, so there's day and night turns. Ancients, they're the ones you've got to battle. A little bit like Cthulhu. Plots. Winning the game. Playing the game. Daylight phase. Hero turn. Quite a lot going on, but it's nice big fonts, lots of pictures, actions you can take, explained here. Test, confront, reward, loot and rumour. Spelt correctly, of course. Saga chapter completion. Saga finale completion. Interludes. Ooh. Engagement. Deeds, crikey. Team engagements. But again, I got hold of this because it plays fantastically solo, evidently, so looking forward to that. Here's the night phase with additional rules. Rules reference guide, ability types, requirements, ability terminology. This looks a very good put together rule book. Definitions, summaries. All this will become clear as you start to play, I dare say. And the index. Right, as I want to say, them's the rules. Next in the box are the counter sheets, but unfortunately some of them had fallen out the sprues, and as I lifted out the sheet, most of the others fell out, which is great from a gamer's point of view. Nobody likes struggling getting counters out, but from a YouTuber's point of view, not so good. So what I'll have to do is show you some examples of them. There aren't actually a lot of counters in this game, it's mainly cards, so. The most numerous counter in the game are these loot tokens. And as you can see, they're very nice. I'll get it in focus, there we are. And nice and thick as well. And these are the things we put in the loot bag and draw throughout the game. Here are the heroes. And again, look at the art's really good on these. So these you put on the standees and move about on the location cards. We've got these night reward location counters, and these are only used for variant rules, which, for example, will allow the players to randomise the location of night card effects or to combine it with Gloom of Kilforth. And these, which are enemy claim tokens, and which side you're on. That's the tokens. Next, a couple of player aids. or reference guides telling you how to set up game flow. Look really good actually. Double-sided, telling you exactly what to do. So 2 of those, and then we've got all the stuff in the bottom of the box. So let's have a look at those. Dice. We like dice. These are really nice dice actually, with that sort of marbly, smoky, foggy, gloomy type of effect on them. Some stands and a bag to put those chits in to draw randomly. Over here we've got a huge bag and some baggies at the bottom for storage. But let's have a look at these. Here are the little red hearts, wooden, which represent hit points. They're very nice. And here's the black version representing action points. Gold. What would a Fantasy Quest game be without gold? And these, no, they're not bow ties. I think they're little hourglasses and represent fate. Here we've got little clouds. I think these represent sort of obstacles to your journey. And these, no, as some people say, are not broccoli or 3-leaf clover. I think they're trees. And this shows whether or not you're hiding behind the trees, I suppose. And lastly, in the box of goodies, which I think doubles as obviously card storage, we have the cards. So let's have a look at them. There are 5 blocks of poker-sized cards and a block of mini cards, and these card dividers with different pickies on the front of them. Great. Which are repeated, I think, on some of the cards you used to play with, but there we are. Isn't the art good? And that one, what are they up to? Right. What I've done is, they were a bit higgledy-piggledy in the sealed decks, so I've sorted them out as best I could. And these are the location cards, and here's the centre of the sort of grid that you're going to put out on the table. Mona Shoba Shrine, I hope I pronounced that right. Nothing can happen here, you're safe. But if you want a more sort of dangerous time, you can put that one down instead. And you can't perform market actions here, buy stuff, which you can in the other place. And here we are, here's the rest. So take a look at the artwork on these, they're great. And on the back is when it goes to gloom. I'll go through them quick. You can always pause the video to have a look. But great. Whoops. Oh, don't like the look of that. Right. What's he doing? And what are they doing? So these are your 25 locations which you'll start the game with, and they are shuffled, so every time you play the sort of layout will be completely different. I think there's shortcuts as well. Yeah. There we go. That's the locations. Here I think are our characters. So, Demon, Were-Tiger, Spirit Walker, Watcher, Shape Changer. They've all got different skills, which we'll go into, whoops, when we do it. Seraph, Vampire, and Human. Don't want to be a chap? Well, you don't have to be. Look at that. The artwork, great. That I love. There we go. There's the vampire and the human. You also choose a class. So we've got a load of those. Sorcerer, Diabolist, Samurai, Lordless Bushi, Choir Monk, Chevalier, Ninja, Yakuza. These are the ancients you're going to be battling. Nasty. And their abilities. I won't show you them all because there's tons of cards, but each location has its own deck. So when you go into that location, if it hasn't got one already, you will pull an encounter. And these are many and varied. You get strangers. Lots of strangers in that one. Enemies. Places. And quests. Events. So lots going on. During the night phase, you will pick a night card, and this will cause one of the locations to fall into gloom. And these, again, are many and varied. Strangers, places, but only used at night time. Events, weather, cracking artwork. Items, again, hey, katana, tabby. So you can see lots of stuff. It is very sort of that part of the world orientated, which is great. Very Japanesey looking. We've got titles. We've got spells. And allies. We've also got certain cards we put down called plots during our adventures, depending on what ancient you're battling. And here are your adventures. And in the little deck of cards, you've got the character skills which they can acquire when they level up after the chapters. There we go. That's all there was in the box, if that wasn't enough. But, as I said at the beginning, this is going to be a long old opening the box. But I wanted to show you, we also got Pimp My Shadows. And in this, we get 4 reference guides, a bigger velvet bag, some more dice, some more ancient standees and plastic stands, race art standees, 8 of each gender plus 16, plastic stands, and larger location cards, tarot sized. Let's quickly open this then. There we go, as if by magic. So let's open this box if I can. It's very tight. There we go. So I won't get it out, I'll just show you more dice, white ones as well. More standees. Here are the bigger location cards. I won't get those out, they're exactly the same as the other ones, but bigger. A big bag, even bigger bag to put your chits in that you're going to draw. Some baggies. And these are now trifold, so maybe a little bit easier to handle instead of the ones you get with the base game. This is perfectly serviceable, but there we go. We've now got those. And here are the characters. Oops. There we are. So, aren't they good? So I think the others just had the class standees. Could be wrong, but now you've got the actual characters, male and female. Fantastic. That's the Pimp My Shadows. We've also got the Shadows of Kilforth Adventures expansion pack. And there appears to be something stuck on the back. Let's have a look, see what that is. So on the back of the card box, we've got Shadows of Kilforth Adventures. Includes 54 brand new, unique and gorgeously illustrated cards to add to your games of Shadows of Kilforth. Adventures add even more stunning content to your encounter, and reward decks to enhance the variety and narratives of your journeys through the world of Kilforth. Simply shuffle the extra cards into your game and you are ready to go. You don't actually need this, but you know what we're like. So we get some more forests, some more mountains, plains and badlands, titles, allies, spells, and items. And also stuck on the back of the box, this title. I don't know if it's a Kickstarter extra or something they left out, but there we are, dual winner. That's the Shadows of Kilforth Adventures. And lastly, I know I said I couldn't get the location map, the big map to place all the location cards on, but I did manage to get a player mat so I can organise all my stuff. There's spaces for hiding, hit points, action points, fate and gold. Here you can put your race and class, the saga you're doing, assets which we'll go into, your skills, and all your items here. So there we go, that's it. So, along with the player mat, this has been a mega open the boxes unboxings of Shadows of Kilforth, designed by Tristan Hall and published by Hall or Nothing Productions. We also had Pimp My Shadows and the expansion. There we go. A lot there. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, stuck to the end, and it was of interest. If you did and it was, and you haven't done so already, it would be great if you would consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help. Push the like button as well while you're at it. And if you want to be informed of other uploads that the channel does, well, push the old bell. Leave a comment. I know some of my wargaming friends are raising their eyebrows a little, but I know a lot of wargamers do in fact play other games. So leave a comment. Thanks as always to those that have subscribed, my lovely subscribers. Thank you very much indeed. Looking forward to playing this Shadows of Kilforth. Right. So until next time, as always, you take care and goodbye.